All right, y'all. Welcome to Street Church. Congregation, come on in. And for first time visitors, welcome, welcome, welcome. Charleston White, Mr. White. I got to call it what it is. I got to call it what it is, Mr. White. What you did to Gillie the kid about his son in response to him calling you a snitch, it was unreasonable. Uh, it was unreasonably mean spirited. And you lost some of my respect with this. Any other time you have done this, people have brought it to you in a way where you were reasonably justified for some of the comments that you have made. I know what you meant by what you was trying to say is why would he be trying to call you a snitch and be under that code when his son died to them streets? Because you know snitching is what we all in the black community call the street code, no snitching. So I know what you was trying to prove. You was trying to say how he gonna call you a snitch. He shouldn't even want to use that code when his son died to the streets, gun violence. So I know what you was trying to get across, but it was highly offensive, and it was you could have got that across and said it instead of you could have said that. You could have said just what I said. Why would you be trying to call me a snitch and apply the no snitch street code to what I'm doing about Boosie, calling the feds on him, and your son died to the streets. I get what you were saying, but that the way you did it, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. That is a golden rule, that is a good golden rule, and it applies. It applies here. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. And the way you did that was wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong. And I know you the type of person that don't like to be called out. That's been your whole thing, is to just keep cussing people out and violating people because you don't like to be called out. You don't like to be rebuked. For somebody with as much wisdom as you have, and you claim to have a lot of humility and respect off the camera, you're not the same person that you are on camera. But when he called you a snitch, let me show you something, because I know what you'll try to do is you'll say you was doing it for the internet and you just was in character, but that's not true. You responded to a personal allegation of you yourself being a snitch, not your character. So you can't use that. This don't apply here because he called you personally, Charleston White, a snitch, the person, not the character. So you was wrong for responding in character. Now, if you see this video or somebody get this video out to you, man, you can do whatever you. I'm all the low down, dirty, whatever you gonna call me, to deflect and project, cause you good at it. You good at the one thing I notice about you is you good at being using diplomacy when necessary and being a conservative when necessary. You know how to use the Democratic ideology and you know how to use the conservative ideology back and forth real well. You are very versed into being a slick talker. I would equate your ability to talk and oratate to that of Obama. But now it's starting to be just all talk. Uh, and This right here was offensive and it was wrong, and you should apologize. You should apologize immediately. You should. That was wrong. That was disrespectful. And I don't know what you know about cheese. You might have did your research, you might have did your homework, you might have got some information about the young fella, and he might have been in them streets. If you didn't do your homework, it's even worse, because what if he wasn't in the streets? Maybe he was just somebody who was just hanging with the wrong people at the wrong time, or he just wasn't a street person, but somebody was jealous. It could have been murder for hire. Somebody, a female, jealous of him. A boyfriend of an ex who he might have been dating who was jealous of him. It might not have been something he was doing to ask for that untimely death. However, that being said, regardless of that young man's situation, how he met his demise, to do that to Gillie like that was just disrespectful. If it was nothing else, it was disrespectful. It was wrong. It was it made you look like less than a man. It didn't look like the man that I'm used to seeing, that I have advocated. And I'm gonna tell you something. Lately, the man that I advocated once, Charleston White, that man is continuing to decline. And you were the person against people having money and switching up. You condemned all these rappers because they had money. He made it seem like they really didn't have money and they really wasn't about that life and this and that and this and that. And now it just looked like you joining them. The cause that you once have, that thousands, hundreds of thousands of people rallied behind you because you was a voice against what is evil in our black community, and that's sex, drugs, and violence. You was against that. And you getting away from that. Level by level, you getting away from that. And the thing about it is these people are opening doors for you so they can close these doors and make a public show of it, so that when they get ready to really come down on you and destroy you and turn on you, they got all the doors to trap you in so that you can't elevate no more. And then the people that you left behind from the cause that they rallied behind you won't be there anymore. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to cut you off from your core, your mind, your body, and your soul. Your core people who had you mind, body, and soul, who you had mind, body, and soul. They're going to open these doors, and they're trap doors. Because they're doors you can't, you can go in, but you can't get out. And when they got you there, they can do what they want to. And those people who you continue to disrespect are there waiting on the other side of one of them trap doors. Because they already up there with them people. They already telling them, give him a pass, let him get up here so we can get him here. We can either get him in this situation, we can get him in this situation, or we can get him in this situation. Whatever it is, we want to make a public show of his rise and his fall. That's you, Charleston White. That's what they're preparing to do to you. Everybody you thought was an ally is going to turn on you. All your new partnerships, all your new allies. Because your core is seeing you change, and you're doing things for the sake of the new partnerships you're making to disrespect and let down your core. And it's going to turn on you. You're entering into all of these corridors and hallways, going through these trap doors. You're the mouse in that maze that ain't finna get out. Unless you see the error of your ways now, get back to your core values, get back to your core ways. Stop doing it for show. Stop making everything that all your insults and things like that, try to turn it into saying it's a character. No, it's you being offended about people feeling some type of way about you personally. And this right here being called the snitch, it's a personal thing. Your character can't be called the snitch. If it was, then it would only be the character. But you responded to Gillie, the kid, Gillie, $1 million worth of game, Gillie and Wallow. You responded to Gillie in a disrespectful way because it bothered you personally to be called the snitch. It's bothering you. And why would it bother you if you know that calling the police, using law enforcement to get justice and to do what is right, call upon them when it's right. Not call on them when you get mad at somebody, but you call on law enforcement when there's justice that need to be served. If Boosie really did threaten you, if he really did stop you from getting a show, if he passed a threat to the promoter, if the promoter didn't press no charges, why would you call the feds? That's what makes a person a snitch. So why would you be offended if they called you righteously? They called what you did righteously. The promoter, to my understanding, you said was the one threatened not to let you come to Baton Rouge, not you personally. If I'm wrong about that. But the situation stems from you calling the feds on Boosie. You continue to talk about this man's case that he beat and shame him with the same thing every time. You did it with Adden Ross. There was some money involved for Boosie to get with Adden Ross. You said Adden Ross. You spoke on Adden Ross, Aiden Ross. You spoke on Aiden Ross' behalf to say, call him out again. We don't deal with those who hire young kids to kill people. I'm going to say this, hoping you understand. You are saying things to get yourself killed or treated very badly in a public showing. People are moving pieces around to treat you. In Chicago, they call it treating. You get treated. And rightly so, they're working on getting you done real bad. Them little incidents that you had, them was practice runs. Them was just to see how lax is your security and everything. They coming with the real this year and soon. And it's going to be ugly. It's going to be like Freddie Gibbs got dealt with by Benny the Butcher. It's going to be that type of thing where you're going to wear some wounds. Some are desiring to kill you. Some want to just silence you. It's bigger people with millions, right? It's the people with some hundreds of thousands of money. They want to kill you. They want to just put the 10 or 20,000 somebody is itching for to kill you. They wanted to do it in St. Louis. For some reason, somebody was powerful enough to call that off. But it's people with a few 100,000 that's street money that want to just go ahead and kill you. But it's people with some millions, let's just say 5 or 10 million. They want to see you get treated so that they can taunt you with it, so that you can become a meme. But it's people with bigger money and can see that you're a bigger threat with political standing and leadership and influence that want to see you totally demolished and caught up on a case, to see you do 10 or 15, to see you lose your freedom to be able to call your son like you did to taunt Gillie. But they all talking. They all at tables. They all in boardrooms talking about you. And it ain't good. And those few people that you have partnerships that you think got money and got millions and that put you in a position to start acting like you acting now, they just there to just lead you through the trap door. They ain't there to see you. It's not partnership. It's betrayal. And it's coming soon. Charleston White, I hope you see this video and I hope you listen to me. I hated to have do this video on you for a bad reason, in bad light. But what you did, it was bad. It was terrible. It was dishonorable. It was disrespectful. And it wasn't good for the kids you talking about saving. I'm gonna tell you something else. All the stuff that you done said about T.I.'s kids, you done said about Boosie and his kids, the things that you done said about other people who have influence, right? All these kids in this generation done seen you do is smoke weed and talk about people like they own people in the communities. You've done nothing different. Think about that. When these kids go back on your videos, they're not getting nothing. No matter how much you try to say, I need to talk to them like this because it wasn't effective when I was doing it 10 years as an activist and before I started just seeing, I watched Dolomite like you said, and I seen cussing people out was better because they heard the message. That's not true. And when these kids, they going to take all your videos, they only going to see you cussing and dogging people out. None of the message that you so-called put in there in between is going to get through to them because they lack the wisdom. You already said it. They're at a point in their life where they don't have the wisdom, and they're not going to see nothing else but Charleston White cusses people out and dog people out. That's what you're known for. So where's the impact for the kids? So years and years from now, let's just say you pass away, you get gunned down, you get killed, or you get locked up by the feds, or your career gets tarnished. Looking back on your videos, you think people are going to go back and listen to find inklings of a message in your videos? No, the main makeup is going to be how you cuss people out, smoked weed and laughed at people and mocked people and taunt people. And that's going to be for any kid or child that looked at it. There's nothing there where a kid can look at it and have all the substance in it that they need to grow because there's so much negative within the substance of your videos, of your live feeds, of all your videos, even in your interviews, which has the most meat. Your interviews has the most meat, but even in the end, it's a lot of taunting, mocking, and opinionated things that can be torn down. So what are you leaving us? What are you leaving my kids? Our kids that has substance. You are doing nothing different than all the street rappers. Street rappers do that too. Street rappers go and speak positive to their kids and love on the people in their community, giving strung out junkies who they used to have to sell to money every time they see them and bless them, and turkey drives and bike drives and book bag drives. They are very charitable people, but it's mingled in with all the negative they got going on too that they keep going on. So you're doing the same thing. You're just not rapping. They got a bunch of partners that do a lot of good and a lot of wrong. You have done a lot of good, but you're doing a lot of wrong. And this, what you did, it was wrong. It was a lot of wrong in that. Highly disrespectful. And I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. I'm not trying to be aggressive, Mr. White. I'm just disappointed. And you have faults and you have flaws. You have a lot of flaws. You should try to be a little bit more humble. Because you got a lot of flaws. I can go through all your live feeds and pick it apart, tear it up. All the stuff you thought you was giving people so much meat ain't nothing but fat. You thought you was giving them so much substance. You just thought you was telling it like it is. I'm willing to die, kill, or go to jail about what you say, what you think, what you say, and you do. That's what you done said. Unfortunately, it's gonna come to pass. One of those is gonna come to pass. You either gonna die, get killed, or you gonna go to jail about yours, about your beliefs, about your ideals, about your thoughts. It's coming. It's coming. It is coming. It is coming. The Bible teaches us pride before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. And it's coming, Mr. Charleston White. It's coming. It's coming. And it's sad. And it's unfortunate because you have a huge opportunity right now to turn it all around and just be way more impactful. And reach people. Just now it is a time for you to take away all the fat, all the and just give people the meat. That's what you missing. It's time for you to just give people meat. You've already said the most daring, the most offensive, disrespectful stuff you could say to get to where you are. People know that you have substance, but you finna take it away yourself. Self-destruction. You headed for self-destruction. It's going to be all because of you. The wounds that's coming for you is all going to be self-inflicted. Heed what I'm saying. Start doing all meat. Take away all the disrespect. Take away all the shock value that you try to bring to your conversations, and just give people substance now. Set up a curriculum for young men and women that they can live by. Give people your legacy before it's too late. Take all of it and make it a curriculum. Leave something. Leave something with some substance. No more shock value stuff. Just stuff with substance. Set up a curriculum, where you giving it to them like it is, but with some substance. Go apologize. Go chop it up with people. Go mend some of those bridges. They can be mended in Jesus' name. Hallelujah. Amen. They can be mended. You need to do it fast. Fast. T.I., Boosie, you need to get with them. You need to make a public apology. And don't go back on it. To all who you have offended. Work stuff out. They kids too, because it's people that follow them. It's kids that follow their kids that you could be helping, not hurting. And do it now. Do it immediately. You need to work on damage control. That need to be your next 90 days, damage control. Listen, I hope somebody get this video to Mr. Charleston White. I'm disappointed in you, Mr. Charleston White. That it was wrong. On that note, listen, y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, and I got merch down below this video. Go get you a t-shirt. It's going to be hot this summer. Get you a coffee mug. Get you a water bottle. It's down below. And on that note, y'all, this is Street Church. I'm letting the congregation out. God bless.